Greetings, folks. This is Clarence A. Mason. I used to be known as Mason Weaver for a long time. That really wasn't my name. That was my stage name that I took years ago um, because I was getting harassed. I was the first black conservative talk show host in Southern California, and I made liberals angry for a reason. And liberals don't like when you say things they don't like. They don't like it when you believe things that they don't believe. They have a problem with anything you do that does not meet their little narrow-minded point of view because they don't use their minds. They're a bunch of sheep, and they follow instructions from the sheep herder, the people who are self-proclaimed sheep herders, and they get very angry if you have a different point of view because thinking to a liberal is difficult. It's actually painful, and they hate pain like anyone else. They react to pain by trying to stop it, so they want to keep you quiet. This is an interesting time we're living in now. We are experiencing a complete government takeover of our lives. We're told where we can go, where we cannot go. We're told what businesses can be open and which businesses cannot. We're told how to conduct your business. As a matter of fact, before the corona hoax came out, there is nothing you did that wasn't controlled or regulated or taxed or authorized by your government. They have sought piece by piece to take every control. How can the government decide what wages you pay someone? Where did minimum wage come from? How can the government decide your hours of business? Liquor stores have to close, or bars have to close at 2 o'clock. Who determines that? Why would the government have an opinion? What if I work till 4 o'clock in the morning and want to get a beer before I go home? I can't because the government will not allow me to go in that establishment. Everything you do, when you wake up in the morning, you're lying under government-approved sheets for fire resistance. That's for your own good. I know it's for your own good, yes, because we're too stupid to take care of ourselves, and the government must take care of us. So now we got the coronavirus that has forced us to do everything. I'm out this morning driving around without a mask, because I don't wear a mask. Can you imagine a black man with a gun and a mask? Can you imagine me going to a bank with this on and a mask? Not hardly. So I don't wear a mask. I never would anyway. But I'm out today because yesterday I sent my granddaughters to the store to pick up things from Walmart. And they came back and they said there was no meat in the Walmart stores. A week or so ago, I made a comment that there was going to be a meat shortage because they're already producing stories about how they're going to kill all the beef. They're slaughtering millions of pigs. They're throwing out milk because there's no restaurants are not open anymore, and people are not traveling anymore and going to restaurants, and there's a backlog of products and no one wants to buy it, so they can't store this. They have to dump it. So that story encouraged many of you to go out and buy all the meat. Like a few months ago, the story was a lack of toilet paper and then a lack of sanitizer, and that made the crises. It made the worry. It made the pressure on the public to take those things off the market. I'm at the butcher now buying meat because your butcher, by the way, gets his stuff usually locally. So your butcher don't have to order from the packing house someplace down the street. Your butcher will go and order from a local farmer. So your butcher has meat right now, folks. So go to your local butcher and support that local businessman. I went to my butcher today and prices gone up 15%, something like that, because of the shortage and demand. And I ordered my products, and I asked him if, in fact, he thought this was real or not, and he seems to agree that this is all man-made. I'm thinking about now the stampede. In the herd, you ever heard of cattle? A bunch of cows, a couple of bulls, and there's a sharp noise, and maybe the stampede starts. People start running. Now the brave bull, his job was to go out that herd, protect that herd, and he knows there's no danger. He knows there's no lion, there's no wolf, there's nothing out there that's going to endanger the herd. But the herd is in stampede. So that bull has to move too, or he's going to run over. That bull has to move too, so Trump has to move too. I have to go out here and buy meat, participate in this shortage, because there'll be no meat in a few days next week for my kids. So I'm out today. I'm spending $100 on meat, and that means that when they resupply the meat supply, many of us are going to have more meat than we can use. I'm thinking about starting to hunt on my property. You know, we have 11 species of animals that pass by my back door every day. I got a shotgun by my back door. I pick up some rabbits, some squirrels, some deer. In season, whatever the government says I can shoot a deer. I got fish in the pond. I got well water. But if I lived in a city, man, fear and cooperation. If I lived in a city, would my neighbors think I was mean seeing me unload boxes of meat? Am I hoarding meat, Mason? I'd be so glad when this mess is over. The panic is artificial. When I say hoax, I don't mean that the virus is not real. The virus is real. But the panic associated with it is fake. We're being hustled, folks. We're being hustled. This virus is no more dangerous than any other virus we've ever had. The worry about people that don't have any symptoms. Interesting. They're saying that you can walk around with no symptoms, Mason, and you can get us sick. Well, if people are walking around with no symptoms, why isn't there a higher number of people with the virus? I mean, it seems to me that if most of us are walking around asymptomatic, then that should prove to us that this thing is not really as bad as they say it is. So, the stampede is on, folks. Trump's approval rating is at a record high. It's not working. So relax. Take a deep breath. Relax. We got this. We're sitting back, waiting for the polls. They're going to try to do polling by mail. That's the only way they can cheat. They're going to try to do that. We're going to resist. Trump is going to have a landslide victory, folks, because we have seen all the garbage one after another from the day he was elected. We have seen it all. We've seen them all. We know who they are. We know what they do. It's not going to affect us a bit. We understand who we are facing. We saw them with their hats, the little pink hats on their head. We saw them rioting and burning down people before the inauguration. We've seen the fake attempt on the Russian dossier. We've seen the lies from Comey, and we have seen the government in the House work conspiratory after conspiratory trying to bring down this president. We have seen it. We've seen enough. Nothing they can do can convince us. Nothing. We know what we would be if we had Hillary. We know what we would be. And we are preparing ourselves to defend ourselves against this. We have seen what the government can do in these blue states. We have seen the tyranny of the government against citizens, arresting you for opening your business up, trying to feed your kids, arresting you for opening your legitimate business up, telling you can't walk out, you got to be 6 feet apart, knowing it's impossible and foolish. We've seen it, and we've had enough. We're waiting patiently. Some of us are less patient than others. We're going to fight back in November at the polls. We're going to fight back in our meetings. We're going to fight back in our rallies. We're going to fight back because we are Americans, and that's what we do. The stampede is on, folks. I got it. Understand it. Stampede is real, folks. I got it. Understand it. But our reaction to that stampede is also real. Let's send a message to them. Let's send a hard message to them. We know they're never going to give up. Our message to them should be, we will never give up either. We're going to take back our nation. The whole world is going to see what America is really about. And our enemies who now we have recognized are going to see the cost of being the enemy of the United States of America. This is Reverend Clarence A. Mason, a.k.a. Mason Weaver. I want you to go to my website, get my book. I want you to go and get the book, The Democratic Party Hates America. LeaveThePlantation.org or ClarenceAMason.com or MasonWeaver.com and get that book and share it with your friends on the fence. And this video, click the subscribe button. Follow me. Engage with me. Tell me what you think I'm wrong. We got new things happening to you, and we're going to make this thing work. We are tired. I'm tired, and you're tired. I'm frustrated, and you're frustrated. The news is telling you that everyone else is following this game. That's a lie. That's a lie, folks. People in blue states are tired and disgusted. People in red states are understanding what's going on. We have got this. They're going to try to keep it going as long as they can, but we're going to win because we have this thing available to them. Now, one more thing before I leave. People are beginning to plan events again. July, August is being planned right now, being announced right now. I'm going to be back out on the speaking circuit again. I'm probably going to Palm Beach Florida. I'm probably going to be going to San Diego again. Looks like I may go to Las Vegas. I'm not sure. But things are picking up again. So prepare yourself. Join us in the public. Make a public statement. Go to some meeting, some club. Make a public statement. So therefore, as we prepare ourselves for this long, hot summer and prepare ourselves for the media to try to discourage us, take heart, people. We got this. We're not going to stop. Stay right or be left. Eternity is a long time to be wrong. And I want to tell you how much I love you and appreciate what you're doing. We're going to make this thing work, because if we don't, we're going to lose our nation, and we do not intend to lose our nation. So, as I end my video, I want to explain one more thing to you. We're going to start a new church online. I haven't announced it too much yet. We talked about it for a little while. We're going to announce a new church, Revelation Gospel Ministries. You're going to hear about it. We're going to make an announcement pretty soon, in a couple of weeks. Join this church. Join what we're going to be teaching the gospel, preaching the gospel politically, on political standpoints. We want you to join us, because it's important that you get the right news in the right direction. So, get your support? I hope so. I want to also invite you to email me. Email me. See, this is not about, I want to get your email address so we can keep track when they cut me off in October, like they've done the last 2 years. They've shut down the conservative movement, take us offline. So get me your email. My email is easy, mason@leavesofplantation.org. And let's band together after this thing is over and keep ourselves straight. This is Mason. God bless you. Stay right or be left.